Cancel.
Schweezy.
All right, so it's now time for me to solve all your problems. A lot of you have issues. I don't have issues. So it means I have to solve all yours. That's how it works. That's how life works.
This is the type of guy you get.
So basically, I'm just going to solve relationship problems. If you have a relationship problem or a problem you want me to solve, you can always email the schwegcast@gmail.com. Be more than happy to help you with all your problems with...
Be gone, fuck!
Because that's going to be most of the answers. All right, so let's get into it. First one, let's take a look at this first one. My girlfriend wants a threesome with another girl. I agreed, but now feel uncomfortable. How should I address this? My girlfriend and I agreed to find a threesome on our road trip, but now I'm regretting it. There would be no strings attached and just once. I do feel jealous thinking of just my girlfriend getting turned on and having sex with a woman without me involved. I explained this and she said I could have sex with the other girl. She said it would probably make her jealous, but I guess it seemed worth it to her. She also knows it's one of my fantasies, so maybe she's trying to please me. Still, I would never agree to have a male-male-female threesome. I would be crushed. Why isn't my girlfriend crushed thinking about a male-female-female threesome and me banging a girl? I am really doubting the idea of this still. If I turn down my fantasy for my girlfriend, what if she seeks out another way? What if she sexually rebels? Would it just our sex isn't good enough for her? All these worries are no less running through my head. Thoughts on how to address this? So, a little bit of complicated situation you got yourself in. It sounds like you need to communicate a little bit. A lot of relationship problems come down to communications, and it doesn't look like this one is any different, folks. Basically, you have to kind of set some ground rules. What is going to be okay and what's not going to be okay in regards to this situation of a threesome. You really have to have that conversation, because if you say this, look, if we do this, we can't be having things we're mad about afterwards, what happens afterwards. So if there are deal breakers involved with this, you can't move forward with the idea of, this threesome idea, because if someone's going to get hurt involved with it, it's not going to be fun for anyone, especially the third person, because that third person's just probably looking to make two friends at once. That's kind of why threesomes exist, You know what I'm saying? Dead ass.
I like that.
But yeah, so basically you just have to sit down and talk the situation over, and you're like, if there's any possibility of you being upset about something that could happen, we have to do it and say it now, and that way we don't do it. And if this isn't going to work out, that's going to be a problem. So if the threesome, you're going for the belt, my friend, and
I really like that.
So respect to you there, but you're just kind of wondering why your girlfriend isn't jealous. Yeah, I understand your situation. Just have some communication, see what the deal breakers are, and move forward from there. Because without that, without some ground rules and some expectations, you're gonna have a bad time, and it's gonna be very.
That's rough, buddy.
And so you don't want that. You don't want that to happen, and you don't want the situation to go sour super fast. That's the way it is. So. Next one, we've got some high schoolers to write in. Am I missing out on sex in high school? I just celebrated me and my girlfriend's 1-month anniversary. She is my first girlfriend in high school. We have been friends ever since we were in 7th grade. I recently had a talk with one of my friends about how our relationships were going. I was raised in a Christian household, so when we got to the point where we talk about what we have done, I told him that the most we've done is some kissing. Most that we've done is some kissing and nothing extensive. He gave me a weird look and made a joke about how if he had dated a girl for a month and had only kissed her, he would get bullied. Now, obviously, as a teenager filled with hormones and shit, the idea of sex crosses my mind all the time, but I always had this conception that I was too young for it. I asked my friend if this was a common occurrence to have sex at such a young age, and he said yes. To back this up even further, I asked a couple of my friends at school, and majority of them seem to have experienced some sort of sexual activity below the waist. Now, I love my girlfriend very much, and to give you an idea of how far we are in our relationship, we've both met each other's parents, so that didn't kill you. Though the one question I'm still wondering about is if I'm missing out on sex. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, and I can't tell what. So thank you. All right. So, yeah, buddy, don't, if you're not ready to have sex, don't rush into it. Kids are like, have you had sex yet? Like, they make it such a big deal. And I don't know. I don't think losing your virginity is such a big deal. I grew up Christian, so your virginity is like sacred and like needs to be idolized. And really, that's only really the case for women. I had a lot of good talks, from people who said it in a way like, don't disrespect women. I remember hearing one Jesus talk, the don't have sex with your girlfriend, still marriage type shit, where they were like, look, if things are getting hot, this is a guy, I really like this guy who talked about this. I still like him. He's like, look, if things are getting hot and heavy, just start praying. And, I think things will be fixed from there. I'm like, that's actually, like if you're like rock hard, teenage rock hard, which is like superior rock hard. And then you're like, all right, let's pray. And then you start praying. I'm like, that is going to ruin the mood very quickly. I will tell you that. Shout out to, I don't want to say your name on the podcast, but he's a cool guy. Not like a cool guy,
I like that.
Not like that kind of cool guy, but he's a great guy. Like, I ran into him, it'd be really nice to catch up with him. So type that. So anyways, in regards to now me not being a part of a cult, what I can tell you is do it when you're ready. Do it when she's ready. Do it when you're both ready, first of all. Make sure you're both are down to do it. Because you don't have to rush things. Like, look, man, you're 15. There's people who are like 30 and haven't had sex yet. Don't worry about it. And you say you feel like you're too young to have sex. Like, yeah, you feel too young. If y'all want to use your mouths on some shit, do it. I mean, just have fun, Just be safe and have fun and be consensual. That's all that really matters. And look, if you're thinking like you're too young, if from an adult, an almost 28-year-old, someone almost in their 30s, I'd say 17, 18, I feel like is the right age to start having sex. To me, just because, especially, I think 18 and your partner's at least 18 too. I feel like that's just a solid age to do it. One, you're just both adults and you do it responsibility and you both like it. It's just good. Like, you're old enough to be a little bit more mature. Like, when you're 18, you're still a fucking idiot. I was a fucking idiot at 18. I'm a fucking idiot now, folks. So I don't know what
This is the type of guy you get.
Thank you, Joe, for giving me that information. So yeah, do it when you're ready. Look, you don't have to wait till you're 17, 18. That would be my advice. Like, hey, man, just wait till you're like 17, or just do it. More importantly, when you're both ready. Not just you. It's not just you. It's her too. Do it when you're both ready. When you're both ready, you do it that. But don't treat virginity like it's like a big deal, because it's not. Like, we treat women like they're broken if they've lost their virginity and shit like that. Like, I hate this fucking analogy. It's like a key, men are keys and women are locks. A key that opens a lot of locks is a good key, but a lock that gets opened by a lot of keys is a shitty lock. And it's like, okay, I don't think women are shitty like that. I don't think we should be talking about women like that. It's like I don't shame women for doing the same thing I want to do. I'm like, stop shaming women for that shit. Stop slut shaming, because sluts are cool. I think that's my great thing. It's like, stop slut shaming, because sluts are cool. That should be a t-shirt, along with your OnlyFans isn't as good as Avengers Endgame. I think that one's a good one too. So yeah, just have sex when you're ready, bud. You'll be fine. Don't let other people decide when you need to have sex, because you'll have it when you want to. Just do that. And then when you're older, when you're a kid, like, yeah, when you're in high school, you have a limited supply of friends, and then in college, like, you get a lot more. So just chill the fuck out. They'll be fine. Oh, this one's a spicy one. Next one I have here. I lied about having sex with a girl. This girl I've been talking to came to my house on Saturday. All we did was play Among Us, eat Chick-fil-A, and watch a couple of movies. Then I took her home. My friends knew she was coming over and asked me how it went. How far did we go? We didn't do anything, except I did put my arm around her. I freaked out and told him that I smashed, and today everyone knows about it. She's not talking to me. I messaged her, and I don't expect her to ever again. I already talked to my dad about it, and he said that I should put it on our class group chat. Literally everyone in the junior class is in the chat, that I was dishonest. I did that already, and I'm getting dragged. Yeah, it sucks, but I shouldn't have done it in the first place. Is there anything else? Should I apologize face to face tomorrow or leave her alone? I know I fucked up. Yeah, buddy, you
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You really played yourself. So at least you're honest. You admit to your mistake, and you're kind of dealing with the consequences of that mistake. Yeah, I mean, initially I would think it's like, oh, I told everyone we smashed, and they think we did, but she doesn't know that I told everyone. If that was the case, be like, just don't bring it up again, and then eventually, if it comes up, just be like, yeah, we didn't have sex. Just deal with it. So yeah, you're just gonna have to live with your dumbass choices.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So, in regards to apologizing, yeah, you should apologize to her. Don't expect her to accept your apology. Just apologize and be a good person. Be the bigger person, that like our friend.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
Be the bigger person like that person. And what you can do, just be like, look, I'm sorry I told everyone that. I think I just made a stupid decision in saying that. I'm not sure why. I think I just wanted to impress people, but I know now that that was disrespectful to you to say that that we did, and so I do apologize. I know you're not required to forgive me. However, I am sorry on my end, and hopefully one day I can make this up to you. Be like a good sport, be a good guy, be a cool guy, and apologize for stupid things you do, because that will hopefully show her that at least you're not a complete dumbass, because it looks like you are a dumbass, and you want to be the good kind of dumbass. You don't want to be the bad kind, the one that people don't like. That's the best thing I can really say to you on that, so just apologize and fucking mean it. That's going to be another cool factor in regards to what you can do in regards to that. Let's move on to the next question. Are me and my girlfriend having too much sex to the point of an addiction? I'm wondering if this is normal or not. I have had sex with her nearly every day for more than 2 years, and over the past year, it has gone from 1 time a day to more than 3. I love it, and so does she. We do a lot of CNC, BDSM, and all that too, and she and I have been fucking each other in our sleep from a while back, 5 to 6 months. Ooh, what am I gonna play here? Well, I have a sound drop.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
This is the type of guy you get.
I identify as a fucking threat.
So, first of all, congratulations on whatever you have, because that you make a lot of people jealous, because there's some guys out there who want to fuck all the time, and I was like, I'm not in the mood. Like, they have to be in a certain mood to want to fuck. And then sounds like you got a great thing going for you. What I would say, though, is let's go in regards to what you think is an addiction. Now, with an addiction, it means that sex would get in the way of you functioning like a normal human being. So, let's say, like, you start skipping work because you want to have sex, and you stop taking care of yourself, you want to have sex, you lose your house because you want to have sex. That's a different situation. That means you have an addiction, because you're putting that addiction more important than your daily responsibilities as a human being. So with that being said, though, all we can say in regards to your situation is, if that's the case, if you're not functioning properly and you and her are not functioning properly as human beings, then it's an addiction. However, if it's not, and you both are just kind of doing this for adding your free time, having fun, then congratulations to both of you. You have a dream come true, and I hope you fuck each other for the rest of your lives, because that sounds fucking awesome. So, yeah, let's keep moving on. I'm in a relationship with a married woman, and I feel guilty. We matched on Tinder. We talked for weeks because she didn't want to just have a one-night stand. She is a really gorgeous woman, and I really liked her. She told me that she was married and that she even has a child. I gotta be honest, I didn't care much. She was so pretty. We eventually agreed to meet. After a few weeks, we drove to the town next to us because she was afraid to be exposed. She told me about her marriage, her husband, and her child. After hearing her stories, I felt guilty. I was about to stop, but then we went to a hotel. Like I said, she is a beauty. Not just her face, she was so damn attractive, and when we started having sex, I completely lost the guilty feeling. We repeated it for a long time. She spends so much money on this damn hotel, but she says she can afford it, and I shouldn't worry about it. We didn't just have sex every week. We also built a connection. We got so well with each other and laughed, just had a good time, but the guilty feeling didn't let go of me. She always made this comment, which made me feel so terrible. Don't you feel guilty fucking another dude's wife? If he finds out, he will be broken. She always made this comment and laughed while we had sex, and I gotta be honest, it fired me on more. I don't know why. I think I'm just as sick as her. Right now, the guiltiness is killing me. I literally can't sleep anymore. It's not getting out of my head, and I feel terrible and disgusting with myself. I mean, I destroyed a whole family, and this child will probably get raised with divorced parents. If the husband finds it out, these thoughts are not getting out of my head, and the sex is also terrible. I feel so disgusting while having sex with her. I don't know what to do anymore. I just want to get out of this situation. Okay, so first thing I'll say, you're not the one to blame for her cheating on her husband. That is her problem, and she has to deal with the responsibility of doing that. So you shouldn't feel guilty about that. The fact that she brings it up, like, during sex, couldn't you believe you're fucking a married woman? I'm like, okay, can we not say that? I mean, I was like, yeah, fuck you. But also, no, that would just be weird. Talk about. I'm like, okay, this isn't role play, this is real life. We need to not do that shit. But then so that whole, like, her cheating is her problem. I would say just, like, have a more sexual relationship with her, just more friends with benefits type of situation with her. But if you're saying you're feeling disgusting with the sex, then yeah, it's not even worth having the relationship anymore, to be honest with you. That's not even a situation you should want. She's 35 and you're 18, so there's a little bit of grooming here that I think there could be a little bit of grooming here. I'm not 100% on that, but like I said, I don't know the full situation, but there could be a little bit of grooming, so that's a little bit dangerous. But like I said, it looks like there's not really a good relationship working there, and also if you're not feeling good with the sex, like, what's the point then after that? She's just hot, and then but you don't like the sex. That's the problem, though. Like, me in the situation, if I still enjoyed the sex, but, like, I knew she was married and shit like that, I'm like, I could probably go along with it for that. But, like, when it's like but yeah, when you're not liking the sex, it's not worth it, man. I would say try to end this one, because she might be grooming you. 2, you're not liking the sex. That's a problem. 3, there's a relationship problem there where a big part of your relationship is her being married with a child, which, that's a situation, that, at least she should have at least lied, like, look, we're in an open marriage or something like that. That would have been a fun type of situation, but no, she does that. I don't know. That to me is super fucking weird. So, best situation I can tell you in regards to that is probably, I would say, just, yeah, you're going to have to end that shit. That's not going to be good for anyone at any point in time ever for any reason whatsoever.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But the best thing you can do is she comes up to you, is like, but I want to be with you.
Be gone, fuck!
And she'll get the message. Okay, let's move on to the next one. My girlfriend knocked me off the bed. So I don't know what her problem was this morning, but she was mad at her brother for something, and she was very upset, like screaming and crying. It made no sense to me. I wasn't responding correctly to her, and I was sitting on the side of the bed, and she pushed me off onto the ground. I was laying down on my phone, and she pushed me off, and then I hit my head on the coffee table, and I screamed at her, "What the fuck are you doing?" She said she was so sorry and came over to kiss my head, and I accepted her apology and everything, but I was bleeding and upset. She told me she didn't realize it would knock me off, and she just meant to snap me out of it and pay attention to her. I told her sorry, but now my head hurts, and then she got me an ice pack and placed it on my head and kissed me on my shoulder and just said sorry. I get that she apologized and I forgive her. Do you guys think she did this on purpose and didn't expect me to hurt my head so badly, or well, why did she do this to me? We are both female. So glad you're both female, because there could be another problem. Yeah, it sounds like an accident to me. In this situation, so there's a lot more details that I'm not getting from the story, but I would say, yeah, there's some missing details, but it sounds like an accident on the most part. She's just mad and probably like, hey, respond to me, and then you fell. She probably hit too hard, and yeah, I mean, that shit happens. Now, however, has this been like if this is like an ongoing thing, like this keeps happening, and she keeps pushing you off the bed and shit like that, and you keep hurting yourself, then there's a problem, and you need to get out of there.
Simp.
Don't be a fucking simp either. With that. So, yeah, it sounds like she had an accident. The way she apologized really quickly and the way she did that, from what it sounds like from the story you wrote, does say that she did try to fix the situation and she does feel sorry for that. So I'll take that. So yeah, forgive her, just kind of hopefully move on. If it's like a reoccurring thing, sometimes people do accidents and hurt people accidentally and they don't mean to. A lot of times you have to understand the other person's intention. Like, did they mean to hurt you? And then they apologize. You kind of have to understand. It's always good to understand the other person's point of view in regards to a situation like that. And if they really didn't mean to do that and this is like a one-time thing, that's something. But like, this is like an ongoing thing that keeps happening. Yeah, you need to fucking leave that shit. That's all I'll say there, because things gonna get hard for you and it's gonna get rough in the bad way.
That's rough, buddy.
So that is that, you know? And I think we're finally on to our last question of the podcast. So, my boyfriend talks too much. We've been together for just over a year, but friends for 3 years, and the pandemic fast-tracked our relationship. We spent nearly every day together for the entire time we've been dating and moved in together last August. We're extremely comfortable with each other, and I know he's the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. When we talk about the future, we often say things like after we get married or if we have kids, all that to say I'm very secure in our relationship, but get really annoyed with him sometimes. The biggest annoyance is that he talks all the time. It's very rare that we have a moment of silence together because he's always talking or always has a podcast or show playing. I'm a quiet person and enjoy our conversations very much, but sometimes I need some quiet time together. He has diagnosed ADHD and he doesn't take medicine for it and has a myriad of interests. So he knows a little bit in everything. While we're talking, if I say something that reminds him of something else, he'll interrupt me to tell me before he forgets what it is. This happens while we're watching TV, listening to music or podcasts, while I'm trying to fall asleep, etc. Basically all hours of the day. Sometimes it's endearing, but most of the time it's very annoying and makes me feel like he doesn't respect what I have to say or the fact that I'm trying to listen to something else. I know there are a lot of contributing factors, including his ADHD, our upbringings. I was raised in a way too quiet home where we spoke very minimally, and he was raised in a very chaotic home where in order to be heard, you had to speak in loudest and longest. And I know cognitively that he does respect me, but emotionally it's hard to keep a grasp on that while I'm constantly being interrupted. I've spoken to him about this and he knows it's a problem, but I don't think he knows just how much it affects me. When we were just friends, I became frustrated with him for interrupting me, and when he explained that if he doesn't share his thoughts now, he'll forget what it was and won't share it at all. I told him that it's not every thought needs to be shared, and when he interrupts someone, it makes them feel like their thoughts aren't as important as his. He has tried to be better, but the most annoying thing is when we're watching a show or listening to music together and he talks constantly to the point that I can't focus at all on what's going on. I've tried pausing the show/music to let him say what he wants, then replaying, but if I did that every time, it would take us an hour to get through a 30-minute episode. I'm so very frustrated, but what I'm scared of is repeatedly bringing up and pushing him away from me or causing him to not want to share his thoughts with me anymore. I know he doesn't intend to make me feel this way. He's just sharing things because he wants me to know what's going on inside of his head, which is nice and refreshing, but sometimes overwhelming. Sorry for rambling, and if you made it this far, thank you for reading. Any advice is appreciated. So, are you dating me? Is that the... Are you dating me? Because I don't fucking shut up ever. I don't have ADHD, though, so that's a whole different... That's a whole different story, but what was it? I saw a meme. I think I sent it. I have a funny meme I saw. I'm going to try and pull it up here, the meme I saw, and I'm trying to remember who I sent it to. Where is it? Okay, so we got to find this meme. It's pretty far away, but it's like, I want to be quiet and mysterious, but I talk too damn much. That's me. Only thing I could say, the unmedicated ADHD, is a little bit, that's something to me I feel like needs to be controlled. I don't think I don't know. I don't like mental illness not being treated properly. And that sounds like it's not being treated properly with no medication. So I think he needs to get on some medication because shit like that. There's a couple things you just kind of have to give and take a little couple things. Like if you're talking, tell him he can't interrupt until I finish what I'm saying. Maybe he'll just like learn that. So you've learned that, then he gets to say what he wants to say. And I know he says ADHD is going to make him forget. That's why he needs to get on medication. That way he doesn't say every stupid fucking thing that comes in his head. And then unless he turns into me, another thing, like, so say you're watching like a TV show, tell him a good situation you can do. Tell him that he's not allowed to talk during the show. If he has something he wants to bring up, he can write it down and then you talk about it afterwards. So just kind of like you have to give and take a little bit of everything. Like when you're telling a story, he can't interrupt. And he's like, if he tries to interrupt, like, hey, let me finish. And then you got to let him, and you finish it. Then okay, now you can talk. You know, sometimes it's things like that because like, yeah, if you're going to keep up with that, things are going to drive you crazy. But you kind of have to keep moving forward with that, with everything you have there because without it, you're gonna go fucking crazy because I know what it's like to be me, where I just don't fucking shut up, and you're laying in bed next to a woman, and she tells you to be quiet, and because you keep fucking talking. But
This is the type of guy you get.
so anyone who wants me knows that's the situation. But yeah, no. You're just gonna have to find a little bit of compromises here and there, and that way you can let him talk. But also, yeah, have him get medicated for ADHD. He probably was, and now he's like, I don't want to be on that fucking shit anymore. So that's the way it is. There, Schwokelord, you just finished a full clip from the show. I hope you liked it, and I hope your brain cells don't hurt. If you want to check out more, we got more links here. We got full episodes, more clips, and the best of everything. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, and like this video if you enjoyed it.